Once upon a time in a palace, there was a queen sewing a lovely dress. Later, she pricked her finger. Blood fell onto the snow. Later, she wished, "Oh, I wish I have a child. Lips as blue, and lips as red as blood, as red as blueberries, and as white as snow." Later, she got the child. She named her Snow White. The daughter was very precious to her and the king, but sadly, she passed away. After passing away, the king decided what's good for his daughter, and he married another woman, becoming next queen. She was very beautiful too, but every time she went to her secret place, she asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" Then the mirror would say, "Snow White is the fairest of them all, queen." The queen was pretty angered to see a young lovely girl being more lovely than her. She was very, very angry. Later, she decided to take her out once and for all. Later, she went back to her mirror and asked again, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied once again, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." The queen was very angered. Then she decided what to do. She asked every day about how to get the princess out. She was very angered by the looks and loveliness of the princess that even she couldn't have. She decided what to do with the princess and take her out once and for all. Later, she decided a person to take her heart out, but since he was too mesmerized by her, he let her go, and he told her, "Run into the woods, run far away from the palace, never return again." He was too sad by that, so he told her what to do by running away into the woods, never to return. The princess never returned back, but all he did was take a heart of a pig. The queen was very, very happy. He took the heart of a princess. A heart of a princess. She later went and saw a lovely, lovely but small house. She would think, "Who does this house belong to?" She would ask that every day, but she would never know until when she slept on the bed. When she entered the house was very messy. Things were torn, not really torn, but very messy. Food were left everywhere. She ate some food, and then she cleaned up, and finally she fell asleep on one of the beds. Later, there were 7 dwarfs who went back to the inn to look after their hard work in the mountain. Their food has been mostly eaten. The dwarves were very, very, very cautious about what happened. The dwarfs were very, very cautious about what happened. Later, there was a little princess who woke up on their beds. She said, "I'm sorry for all the trouble. I am the Princess Snow White. I ran away." After telling that, she told them about her story with the queen. And then they decided that she would stay in the palace or stay there with them. They decided that they would let her stay there with them on one condition, that they would be that the princess would clean up their house every day. After giving the heart to the queen on that night too, the queen was very happy. She asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" "Snow White is my queen. Snow White still living near the woods." The queen was angered that the woodsman had tricked her. She was very, very mad. Later, she decided to do something with Snow White. She decided that she would be taking Snow White herself. She would take Snow White all by herself. But she disguised as an old woman to go near Snow White. Snow White said, "Oh, hello." And she said, "Oh, hello, young lady. Here is an apple that you may like to eat." Snow White kindly thanked the old lady. And then the old lady said, "I'm very old and I can't walk very well. This apple might help me by you eating it." She was lying, of course, in fact, to get Snow White out of the picture or out of their world. She told them the apple was delicious and ripe. Snow White decided what to do, but she hesitated. Then the witch broke the apple in half. She ate one, and it doesn't do anything to her. And then the other piece, which then later Snow White fell onto the ground. Later, when returning, the queen said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" "Who is the fairest of them all? You are my queen." The queen finally felt happy. Soon after, all the dwarfs returned to see Snow White lying on the ground unconscious. They were very, very sad about what happened, but they wanted to know who did that to her. Nobody knew what happened to Snow White. Later, they put her in a coffin and laid to rest. A glass coffin, that is. She laid there where it looked like to be eternity. Later, Snow White was visited by lots and lots of animals and birds to give her their most pride. They respected Snow White a lot. Later, there was a prince who later came by and asked the dwarves, "I want to see this girl in the coffin." And then he was told that it was Snow White. The coffin laid inside the house. He asked them if he could bring her with him to the palace. They hesitated. At first, but then decided to let him take her. She was taken away right after they agreed to the prince. The prince decided that he would take her and take very good care of her. And then the prince would take her to the palace and keep her there safely. The dwarves finally agreed, and he was let to take Snow White. After Snow White was still on the road, one of the guards tripped, and then Snow White got the piece out of her mouth, and then she woke up. She was unconscious for the whole time. The prince woke up to the happiness of the princess. Everybody was happy now. The princess was still alive, and the prince was very happy to see the princess alive. They were very, very joyful about what happened. Everybody cheered for the prince and the return of Snow White. Snow White was back. Then there was a messenger who said that the princess was still alive. The queen was very mad and angry, but then something happened. She went to the mirror again and asked the same question. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror said, "Snow White is, my dear." She was very, very angered by that. She did one thing at the final. The queen was very, very mad about that, but she couldn't do anything. Later, the prince and the princess married off with the joy and blessing of everyone. They lived happily ever after. You would think that, but the queen wasn't happy at all. She saw Snow White in the real time. She said, "How could she survive? She had been poisoned." But after saying that, she thought she was going to be captured, so she ran away right into the woods, later becoming a person helping the dwarves too. And they lived happily ever after, Snow White and the prince.